is a barre lower body series. We're going to start with chair squats. In the chair squats, you want to sit back into the squat as if you were sitting back into a chair, okay? All the weight is in your heels, and as you come up to standing position, you're pushing down through the heels and at the same time exhaling, okay? You want to keep your core nice, tight, and engaged. From this basic squat, chair squat movement, we're going to come down to a chair squat with a double pulse at the bottom. Okay, so as you come down, it's pulse, pulse, up, pulse, pulse, up, pulse, pulse, up. Keeping that same movement, pushing down through the heels, keeping the core nice, tight, and engaged, and squeezing the glutes as you come to that upright position, okay? Pulse, pulse, working the quads, squeezing up, working the glutes, okay? From here, we're gonna make a nice small movement, really isolating quads and glutes. You're still squeezing the glutes as you come up. Squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze, okay? Still working the glutes, okay? But now from here, we're gonna move on and we're gonna lift the heels, okay? So we're doing an isometric exercise for the quads, for the whole lower body, but for the calf muscles, we're lifting up, okay? So it's releve, releve, and then back down. Now we're gonna work our way backwards, okay? So from the releve, now we work backwards through the exercises that we've already done, okay? So you're in this small, teeny tiny chair squat movement, okay? Still squeezing the glutes as you come up. Then we're gonna come down into pulse, pulse, up, okay? It's that pulsing chair squat with that double pulse at the bottom of the movement, okay? Remembering to exhale at the top, push down through the heels. You still have a nice tall upper body posture, right? Chest is up, chin is up. In Pilates, right? We use Pilates. You're gonna pretend like you have a balloon pulling the top of your head up to the ceiling. So you have that nice tall posture. From those double pulse movements, we're going back to just the 10 regular chair squats. All of these movements were for 10, okay? You want to use the arm. Anytime you use the arm, you're burning more calories, right? So you can either, if you don't feel comfortable doing the arm, you can leave it on your hip. But if you do use the arm, just think you're burning more calories. Okay, from here, we're going into the second piece. Okay, this is with the feet turned out, okay? Heels are together. You want to try and keep the heels stuck together like glue. As you go through this movement, when we get to the heel raise, obviously your heels are going to come apart. But for now, I want you to think again about pushing those heels into the floor, okay? And we're also now engaging the inner thighs. As you come to that upright position, not only are you squeezing the glutes, but you're also squeezing the inner thighs together, closing that gap that is between the thighs, okay? Toning the entire leg here. This again, we're following the same pattern that we did last time, okay? So you're doing the full 10 squats, you're doing the 10 squats with the double pulse at the bottom, and then from here, we're gonna move in that same pattern where you have just that small movement, okay? The quads will be burning in this position, but that's exactly what you want. That's how you know that the exercise is working, okay? So just stay with it, okay? The good news is we move from exercise to exercise quickly. Now you've got the heel lift or the releve, okay? Coming up and up and up. Core nice, tight, and engaged still. Then back to that movement that we just were. Now we're working our way backwards, right? We have the small, tiny movements here, okay? You really want to still, though, continue about thinking about squeezing the glutes on the way up. We are always thinking about squeezing the glutes. In this particular piece, we're thinking about squeezing those inner thighs together as we come to that upright position. Our upper body is still nice and tall, okay? You want to do a posture check. Chest is up, chin is up, core is engaged, belly button pulled into spine. From this pulse with the double pulse at the bottom, okay, from this, you're going to a wide or a grand plie squat, okay? So feet are nice and wide. I like to take a very wide stance, okay? I believe that the wider the stance is, the better, the more protection your knees have, okay? So you're coming all the way down, squeezing the glutes as you come to that upright position, still pushing down through the heels, okay? And still thinking about inner thighs here as well, okay? Now we're coming to the next piece where we have the double pulse on the bottom of this. Double pulse and up. down, pulse, pulse, up, pulse, pulse, up, pulse, pulse, up. Core engaged, squeezing nice and tight at the top, okay? If you're not doing that squeeze at the top, you're missing half the benefit that you're gonna get from this exercise. You've gotta have mind and muscle. From here we are in that small movement. Again, even though it's just a teeny tiny movement, okay? You can feel the stretch in the inner thighs, but I want you to think about squeezing the hips, squeezing the glutes as you come up. From here, we've got releve and releve and releve, okay? Bringing those heels up off the ground as high as you can, not just a little bit, as high as you can, okay? From here, back to those small movements, okay? You don't want the movement to be more than 2 inches. I always say slower and lower is better. I don't want a quick pulse either. I want a nice, slow and controlled movement. From here, we've got 10 with the double pulse at the bottom, pulse, pulse, up. Pulse, pulse, up. I like to keep one hand on the bar and one hand on my core just to make sure that I'm activating my core, okay? You might like to keep both hands on the bar, and that is absolutely fine. You might like to switch halfway. When you are finished with this series, you may continue by doing all 3 squat series again, okay? Now we're back to the final 10. Squeeze up at the top, squeeze those glutes, push down to the heel, core engaged, exhaling as the top, being very purposeful with our movement. This is how you make nice, strong, sexy, lean, long legs. Thank you very much.